Good morning, good afternoon. This is Toyin Umesiri. It's been a while. It's been a minute. I actually also have to apologize. I was supposed to have a guest on today, but he canceled yesterday. You requested a reschedule. So what you have today is just me. So I'm going to use this opportunity to give like a update. So much going on in my world, so many stuff like every day. If you're subscribed to my newsletter, you've been seeing a lot of stuff come out, from entrepreneurship to all kinds of amazing stuff. Like yesterday, I wrote "Fire Your Boss," learn how to become an entrepreneur. I got some reactions from that. That was intended anyway. But anyway, so yes, so many amazing things. So the first announcement, which is like drum roll, we're launching a new global event, Entrepreneurship and Global Trade Summit. And I want to just share, what's going on is for those who have followed, Trade with Africa, AFCFTA Roundtable, all of the different things that I've led. So what's happening is that entrepreneurship seems to be like a common thread, right? So whether you're here in Chicago or Nairobi, Kenya, or Canada or Mexico, wherever you are in the world, right now, with impacts of COVID, it's not all about entrepreneurship. It's about business. How do you build, grow, and scale under this, disruptive times? It's quite interesting. I hope you can hear me. If you're online, you're watching, just drop a note and say hello. And if you're a team replay, welcome also. So basically, this new engagement is really, merging the two worlds that I'm a part of, right? So for those of you who know me or may not know me, right, I served as a strategist at the headquarters of the world's largest company, Walmart, technology strategy, merchandising, portfolio, apparel merchandising, global sourcing. I led the implementation of source to contract solutions at Walmart. So really, that experience really I cherished a lot. Not that I don't cherish my Whirlpool. I also spent about almost 7 years at Whirlpool manufacturing, certified SAP consultant, plant maintenance configuration, production planning, materials management. I've been around, right? So I've been a certified SAP consultant since 2006. So for over a decade, I was deploying the most sophisticated solutions around the world. Like fun for me. Wherever I find myself, whatever team I'm on, whatever project, I just show up and I give my best. That's really, for those who know me, for those who I've worked with before. That's really pretty much. And I encourage people like bloom where you're planted. Don't just grow. Like show up, bring your best, and you'll be amazed that usually leads to the next thing. So for me, for us now, it's the same thing. I showed up for Trade with Africa. It's now in its fifth year. Can you believe that? Oh, every year for 5 years. Oh my God. So that kind of like, I feel a sense of accomplishment when it comes to, bringing stakeholders from World Bank, Chief Economist on Africa, to PwC, African Union, Walmart supporting us as well, Tyson Foods supporting us, like the biggest stakeholders, like presidential advisors, US government, Prosper Africa, like USAID, like, we've done that, which is fantastic. Like, I feel honored and I thank everybody that's been a part of that journey. What's now happening is we're expanding, like, we're growing. That's the natural, that's what you want to do. You want to grow. And that growth is really coming from this idea of, Tori, you're doing all these amazing things, Africa. You're here in the US. We here also need those type of resources, like government. Like, I remember meeting with here in my town, and they were like, oh, you can do that right here too. We also, I'm like, I don't think that's what I'm saying to do. But anyway, so along that line, I know so many people have been following this work, and now we're expanding to really just all the things we've learned, all the resources, all the network. We're now saying, okay, we want to talk about entrepreneurship. Okay, how do you build, grow, and scale entrepreneurship here at home and abroad? Now, if you want to expand internationally, that's when you go into international trade. So we're there for you, right? But what are the resources? Because I intercept with a lot of government entities, like even resources that, I mean, there are so many resources out there for us, like particularly SME. So if you're in corporate trying to transition, or if you're impacted right now, what I'm finding is that people don't know where to go. Those resources exist, but people don't know how to activate or unlock those opportunities or even access it, particularly in certain communities, right? Communities of color, minorities, like, when I say, oh, SBA, they're like, SB. I'm like, you want to start a business? There are free, free resources. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah, SBDC, SB what? WBDC, they're like, what? I'm like, okay, you know what we're going to do? We're going to host. That's what I do. I do really well. I do really, really well. So I'm going to bring together a lot of the leading experts in entrepreneurship and global trade, bring them together at this event, and then start creating a knowledge base similar to what I did for Trade with Africa Business Summit, so that people can start knowing who to turn to. So we're going to be that, should I say, spoke in the wheel. Really, if you have questions on entrepreneurship or global trade, we're going to be able to point you in the right direction. So good morning. I see Ibukolua. Where are you joining from? Millicent, thank you for joining. Speedy Cat, thank you for joining. Whoever else is joining, good morning, good afternoon to you. So that's the first announcement I wanted to make. There's also another newsletter that I'll send out, on that. So you're the first to know. The Entrepreneurship and Global Trade Summit is launching. Yay! Really just, an extension of our footprints. Many people, oh, Trade with Africa. Yes, that's still on. Like, that platform is set. It's in this 5th year. People know us. People know to reach out to us for that. But now we're going, okay, this common denominator around entrepreneurship. What are the opportunities out there? How do you grow? How do you scale? And those are some of the things, even privately, those who reach out for coaching and all of those things. Those are the things like, we connect them, we guide them from a strategic standpoint. In fact, I designed anyway, just reach out if that's something you want to learn more about. So anyway, so watch out for that Entrepreneurship and Global Trade Summit. The second thing that's coming up is this Saturday. I'm hosting a webinar. It's a paid webinar. If you're in corporate trying to transition to entrepreneurship, my sister, my brother, that thing there, it's so funny. Oh my gosh, it's painful. If you've seen my notes out there, for me, let me tell you, for me as example, here am I working, at the headquarters of, the world's largest. When you want to do anything, you have all the resources there. I had a team, delegation, all those things. People say I can delegate. The day you send out and drop, and you say, okay, see you guys later. It's you and your dreams and your idea alone. Nobody. That dream, that idea, that business thing, those transformation you want to bring about in the world. Tell me something. It's you. Nobody's out there saying, oh, this, oh, this. It's a journey. Particularly when you're used to working at the level, for me, that I was used to. Like, I want the best of the best of the best. Like, I'm used to hosting and working with executives and all of those things. So my taste is really like, I have a very, very high taste, like very, very high sophisticated taste in terms of how I want things done, excellence and all that. But when you come out, you don't have the budget of the world's largest company. So what do? How do you grow? And one of the new quotes I released out there yesterday was that if you're going to fire your boss, meaning you want to leave corporate, then you need a new skill set. You need to go and find customers and clients that would hire you, because we're not here to, nobody exists as an island. You have to be useful. Your skills, talent has to be useful, right? You have to be of use, and people have to be willing to pay you for whatever service or skill set or products, And my own approach is diversification. You see me, one day I'm touting my lipsticks. One day I'm screaming, buy my lipsticks. Another day I'm like, hey, come to my event. Today you can tell I'm here to have fun. One day I'm on Instagram. I'm like, come to my events. The next day I'm like, buy my lipstick. Okay, buy my skincare. That's what it takes, people. You are the business, and the business is you, until you grow and you expand, and you can then now relax, right? Like I am trying to relax now. So that's what people don't realize, is that particularly if your taste is high like mine, I have a high taste of billions of dollars, but the budget to pull it off, and there are creative things, and these are the things I help people do, like face reality. You're only going to build with what you have. You cannot build with what you don't have. So what are your superpowers? Like I conduct like a SWOT because of that, because people come to me and say, I want to do this, I want to do that. I'm like, okay. What resources do you have to pull that thing off? It's possible. Like, I've done it, but at least let's live in the real world. Like, let's find your strengths. Let's look for partnerships. Let's design a winning strategy. Let's identify. Strategy becomes even more important, particularly when resources are tight. If you have unlimited budget, please blow it up. Sprinkle it, spray it. But when you want to be most effective, it's better to sharpen your skill set, do more research, do more due diligence, do more deep dive, invest in coaching, guidance, training before you run out there. Because you run out there, you run back. So anyway, so that's something that, and even the mindset is different. It's taken me this number of years, and it's something I'm still working on. Serving as strategists at the world headquarters, like this connection of my value delivery to the company, tying it to revenue, it's not something you do if you're in corporate, because you negotiate your salary once and that's it. Obviously promotion, all of those things, that's the normal thing, right? I spent over a decade, doing that stuff, like the corporate, the conversation about, oh, what's your professional development? Like, where do you want to be in 5 years? What's your career path? Right? Been there, done that. When you are an entrepreneur, you are a lion in the jungle, wild one. Do people want to hear the truth? You have to, it's not professional development, it's revenue plan, sales plan, your goals, your financial goals as a company. And then what do I need to do? What do I need to sell? Who do I need to talk to? Right? Who needs those skills? It's a different mindset. And it's something that, for me personally, I keep working on, because I have this tendency to solve. I just want to solve. I just want to bring value, and then open, that's another thing. You're like, let me bring value to the world. I just want to. And then you're like, somebody someday will call you and say, I want to. No, people will mistake you for charity. So if you're, charity, there's nothing wrong with the world of charity. I actually help and coach people there too. But you have to be clear, which game are you playing here? And you have to make it known to the world, because the world loves free. I love free. If I see you out there giving me free stuff, I will take it and run. It's the same. We have to understand where people are coming from, particularly in retail, knowing the customer, the clients, and making sure we're bringing value, but also that exchange. It's not just giving value, saying my own value. I'm not doing this for nothing. I'm not using other people's resources. But anyway, those are some of the things we talk about. So if you're in corporate, you want to join me this Saturday, 1 p.m. Central Time. I'm in US. I don't know what that is depending on where you are, but Central Time 1, Eastern Time 2 p.m. And I made it a Saturday because I know if you're in corporate, you should be on your job, during the week. So I moved it to a Saturday for that. So if you need that information, please reach out. So those are the two major things right now. The global events on entrepreneurship and global trade, merging those two worlds. That's our new announcement in terms of expanding. So those of you who know me as Trade It Africa, yes, we've been there, done that. That work is now more on autopilot in a way, because we've talked about this for years and years and years, and we've put enough content and resources together. And those who need that kind of support, they know where to find us, they know what we do. We'll keep putting it, but it's not going to be what I'm leading with right now, because it's like saying the same thing over and over again. How long, we already have spaces and platforms and conversations for that. We'll keep hosting events and all of those things. What's going on now is an expansion, a growth for us. Yay. That's some of the things we also want. We all want to grow. So our growth strategy now is entrepreneurship. So you're going to be seeing me talk a lot about entrepreneurship, bring resources about entrepreneurship, coaching, guidance, advisory services around entrepreneurship, connecting to resources as well. So that's it. That's the announcement for today. And then, like I said, this Saturday, September 11th, I'm holding a special webinar for those who want to switch over from corporate to entrepreneurship. Whatever questions you have, we're also going to be creating a frequently asked questions on FAQ document on entrepreneurship. How do you start? How do you build? How do you grow? What are the strategies you apply? Even some of the things I use for my own personal clients, I'm going to review that and help you. There are a lot of solutions out there, memberships and different programs. Which one is the best for you, right? Bring your questions. The other thing I've also, maybe I should put it out there. I was going to share it during the webinar, but there's also now a private discussion group, a membership discussion group, where you can connect with other entrepreneurs that are trying to, move in that same direction. Because you don't want to do this alone. You don't want to do this alone. I say, even lions, they move in packs. Because even if you're a lion and you're found out there by yourself, roaming the wild, wild west, you're by yourself. You don't, the other thing I also joke about is that these things are not funny, but again, hopefully when you've conquered and you survived and you've overcome certain challenges, hopefully it's now a story, and it's a story, right? It's this idea that, when you're a domesticated lion, like in corporate, somebody feeds you your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you have the potential, right, to roar, to go out there, to demand your value, to do all of those amazing things. Like, for example, I'm a certified SAP consultant, right? What it means is I'm the best of the best of the best. If I put my CV out there, my colleagues, it's like they earn $250, $300 per hour. I know what that is, right? But if you start out first, you have to master the art of commanding value in the marketplace. Like, because so many people want to discount your value. Like, people that don't know you, they want to discount your value. It's up to you to elevate yourself and to say, no. I can give you, there are things we can do for you free. If you cannot afford the value, let us know. There are things we can give, like go to my YouTube, study that, go here, study that. But if you want my time and my mind and my strategic insight to help you scale and grow your business, this is it. Like, as an entrepreneur, that's what you have to do. You have to know your value and you have to stick with it, and you have to be okay with it, right? A lot of that, someone was saying that we're in inflation now, so inflate your I'm kidding, okay? Today is just a joking time, right? Okay, so if you're in corporate, you're like a domesticated lion. Like, somebody will say, oh, what do you want for breakfast, lunch, dinner? The day you resign and say, I'm out of here, right? Guess what? The best thing you can do is to go and find the papa lion or the mama lion that have scars and say, please show me how you guys have been out here thriving and ruling the jungle. Like, can you please show me what I need to do? Because if you don't do that, you will go make your own mistake. And that's, mistakes, you're going to learn from it, right? So it's just a decision point that people have to make. So I'm seeing your comments come through. Jessica, will these also be part of Trade with Africa packages, or is it different platform and registration? So basically, what I'm doing, because I'm merging those two words, we're using the same platform, but what we are now doing is that depending on what you want, if you want to take my classes, I have classes, trade and investment facilitation, business development, you can pick and choose. But we also have programs where you can bundle and buy the entire package, right? So for me, that's the flexibility I've created, because people who come to us, I'm telling you, people come for different things, right? Like you're saying, okay, Trade with Africa. I understand that we have resources for you. Other people, they're like, no, Tony, I'm not interested in Africa. I just want to grow my business here, right? So what we're doing also is introducing spaces where those who just want to grow, build their businesses here locally in Chicago or here in the US, we're creating spaces for them, right? So that's what we're doing, is that it's like, that's why I call it an expansion of our footprint, is we're doing what we used to do for Trade with Africa, our training, capacity building, export development. We're holding on to that. We keep on serving that community. So those resources are there. What's happening is that this messaging of, Toyin, you're here in Chicago. How can we work with you? Like, all of these things you're doing, and it's a lot of the similar resources. Like when I say Prosper Africa, 17 government agencies, the same government agencies actually have SBDC, SBA, all of these resources, SCORE, all of them, because I partner, when we host events, we partner with them locally here in Chicago as well, and other parts. So that's what's happening. It's just we're growing. We're not letting go of the ground and the accomplishments we've made in that space. Those resources remain, and we keep investing in that, and we keep growing that. What's going on is that we are adding on more solutions for those who may not be ready to grow internationally, but they want to grow their local business, because we do know how you need to do that. Last week, I was talking to one of my clients. She's amazing. I probably even got more from that session than she did. She's amazing, super experienced. And she was like, Doing Walmart, putting products on the shelf. I was like, the conversations I used to have with, the relationship we had was on behalf of Africa, right? Hey, Africa, buy more from Africa. And they were like, yeah, we know, let's do that. Like, yeah, the buyers, all of that. And all of a sudden it's like clicking, like, well, but what of us here in the US? We also want to be on Walmart shelf, or we want to package properly. Like, what resources do we need to do that well and effectively? I was like, interesting. Okay, let's talk about that, because like I said, and I've been transparent, and people have seen it. Like, living, I had a mission. It was Trade with Africa, 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 Africa. I was like, Africa, 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 Africa. It was an obsession, and it is. And we've been there, and we've done that, and I feel so blessed, and thank you to everybody who has been a part of that journey. What's now happening is, like, we have those relationships, we have that knowledge base. It's like other people need the same support, particularly communities of color. Like, the same thing I saw, like, for Africa being disconnected from the global supply chain, which I've written and talked about across at the highest levels, right? It's the same. There needs to be bridges as well in terms of resources for diverse community. So we'll see. So this is just a growth. Like I said, it's a growth process. So thank you for that question. Sidika said, "Whoa, wow, can't wait to be a part of your." Well, the resources are there, So thank you. Look forward to being of service. Stella said, "Dead meat as a lion on your own." Oh my God. Okay. I told my husband, was it yesterday? Okay, I was telling him that my newsletters and the way I communicate now publicly has changed, in the sense that before it was less about towing and more about the work. So I put the work ahead of me, and the way I communicated publicly was, Nazaru, Trade with Africa, that voice of, yes, this, right? So people have experienced me through that structured approach, structured professional space. But what is now happening as I have been shifting and transitioning even myself? So Toyin as a brand is now this, my voice as me is different from my voice as the work we're about. So what's happening is my newsletter, I changed my newsletter from just trade with Africa or just international trade development or just business. I got tired of just focus on the work, and I just pretty much changed my newsletter to Toyin Messery. This is Toyin. And the moment I made that switch, the way I wrote was Toyin speaking to you, Toyin engaging with you. Just like this conversation right now is like you're experiencing not a new Toyin, but a side of Toyin that was really private. Like those who know me in the real world, like I live in the real world, not on digital. So those who know me in the real world, they know, they know, not funny, but my laid back, like this. They know me as this. They know my analogies, how I tell stories, just to make a point. They are serious stories, right? So that's something that is also shifting in a way. Is Toyin is being more visible, not just the work, not just Nazari, not just Trade with Africa, not just my platforms, because those platforms are very intense. They're very, because there's a lot of diplomacy, government, there's a lot of protocol. So when I speak about the work, you hear a seriousness, you hear a different sound, which is fantastic. But now I'm changing to, okay, you know what? This is just Toyin. This is Toyin, the brand, Toyin. This is what you get when you work with me, when you reach out, you say, okay, Toyin, can you coach me and all of that? This is definitely what you get. Awesome. So anyway, that's it for today. So remember, Entrepreneurship and Global Trade Summit, watch out for that. And then corporate to entrepreneurship, join me this Saturday for a fun webinar where I'll talk about the mindset shift that you have to make, the six-step processes you have to fine-tune, from your marketing plan to your business model. If you don't get all of those things, it takes a good number of years to finalize all of those things. But by bringing it to you early on in your process, hopefully that's going to accelerate and fast track what it is you're trying to do. So that's it for today. I thank you all for joining. I hope you could hear me really well. And I know I also moved things around a little bit, but thank you. Take care, and see you around. If you have any questions, please do let me know. Take care. Bye now.